What's up, friends? It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Everybody, Joe Trahan from WFAA is going to join us a little bit later on in the show. Plus, we got our latest list that come out. And this one might be redemption for Clarence Hill.
Oh, God.
But right out of the gate,
No redemption.
my agenda, more to push. Right meow.
Ain't gonna get on that.
Welcome in, everybody. It is the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Every time I see Tyler Guyton with a helmet on, I'm like, oh, that's a really not mean-looking Tank Lawrence, kind of. But anyway.
Keep the helmet on, son.
Well, welcome in to the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Everybody hit that like button or else, which, of course, is not a threat. Armand is killing y'all in the chat. He's winning every day now.
Shout out to 5X Jeremy. Was it 3X? Which one was it?
It's 5X.
Shout out to 5X. 5X.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the biggest, the largest, the biggest, the largest.
We got Dan, Dro knows. I saw Piglets in the building. Anyway, we got a lot of things to get to. We need to get to them, okay? My name is Jeff. That's right. See how my drop doesn't change because I don't say weird stuff, you know?
You don't say weird stuff.
Never. Next to me is...
I'll tell you, it's gonna tomorrow now.
next to me is I'm gonna take that Roadcaster. That's the board that you hit to make it play buttons. I'm gonna set it up right here. I'm gonna get the pitch. Next to me is former Cowboys wide receiver Jesse Holly.
Oh, Jesse Holly went 77 yards. It must be a reality show.
Next to him,
Nothing?
I'm good, man.
No tributes?
let me check.
You know, one thing that we didn't do yesterday before I get started.
He just goes, doesn't he?
We did not.
Ain't even introduced.
We did not offer prayers and condolences.
See, I didn't know if y'all did that today. I was going to do that
but
today.
I know you would do that. So.
Yes. So let this be the day that we do it here.
Figured that was up to you.
Yeah, that's a me thing.
It's your
right?
business.
That's no, not that. That's a me thing.
Oh.
No, not that.
For the floods?
Yeah.
We did that yesterday.
Oh,
yeah, we mentioned.
We did do that yesterday.
Yeah, we mentioned that yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, we mentioned that yesterday.
My thoughts and prayers to all of those people who have been affected by the floods in Curryville, and a special. I got a text, I got a DM last night from a good friend of mine who asked me to pray for a young girl named Abby, 8 years old, who was at the camp.
Right, yeah.
Unfortunately, they found Abby, but she was not alive. So Martha, my thoughts and prayers go out to you. I mean, a crushing time. Let this moment that we sit here and spend together be a little bit of a moment of reprieve from the heartache to all the families. If anyone's been affected by it, let this moment that we share today be just a moment in time where you can not think about such the heartache that you've gone through. So, yeah.
And then we all said amen.
Amen.
Blessed us with the words. Next to Jesse is the greatest beat writer in the history of the Cowboys, Mr. Clarence Hill.
I hate loud people. I do.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to say.
That is such.
It's a pot kettle situation.
That is
Why y'all gotta do that?
a pot. That is the.
Why do you have to state the obvious?
That's the
Why do you have to
blackest
state can
pot.
y'all, when people give you a layup, you know, why you gotta knock it out the park? Why
That's
can't
a
you just let it go?
pot
Let the pitch go. You can let the pitch go.
I hate loud
Don't groove me a
people.
fastball.
Man,
Let the pitch go.
Don't
let me
groove
guess.
it.
What else? You hate people that be on a cell phone, on a speakerphone in public.
Yeah,
Hey, people with big foreheads.
I feel like that's
I feel
targeted
like
to both.
I feel like that's. Take your hat off. Again.
Hey, people with big foreheads. They
Again,
count them 6 heads.
The self-hate that you put
The
yourself
8
through is
heads.
ridiculous.
I'd like to dedicate my performance on today's show to Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
All right.
What
All right,
movie was
Kev.
he in lately?
I don't know.
Residual still
What
count.
was he ever in? Tremors? I don't
He
know.
was in a lot of movies back in the day. He was like a quote-unquote heartthrob.
Oh, was he? Good for Kevin Bacon. Isn't My Dog Skip? That sounds like a great movie.
I don't know why Bobby knows this.
Sound like a
mundane trivia.
Bobby knows a lot of stuff.
No,
My
just-
dog Skip. I
Bobby
did not
knows-
see that movie.
Bobby knows, like, he's one of like those Snapple facts,
Yeah.
weird stuff that he just knows. You'd be like, why would you know that?
Yeah,
Is that the one where
Thank you that you
Frankie-
know that, but just
That's WPS.
white people stuff.
Frankie Muniz.
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely taking Bobby to go trivia night with us.
What, white people stuff? Oh, I know. Yeah. Listen, I know all of the casually lighthearted racist acronyms. CPT. You know, anyway. First segment of the show, let's talk Cowboys. Somebody in the chat, you can put 5 minutes and 40 seconds in. That's when they started talking Cowboys. The most important non-DAC guy on the roster. I'm trying to get my hype train going for him. I'm trying. And our boy Tyron Smith is trying to help me out. He's trying to help me out. Tyler Guyton. Cowboys' second-year left tackle. He's been working with Tyron Smith. And which one of those looks like the better NFL left tackle today? Tyron looks so good.
It's
I can't
unfortunate.
get over how good Tyron
It's
looks.
unfortunate that the dude who's retired
Looks so good.
still looks amazing, and you would probably. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not
He's
gonna
probably
say that.
still better today.
I'm not gonna say that you want Tyron today. Than you
I do.
See,
I do.
go ahead.
I wanted him last year too, and he wasn't like. Listen, I know chat because y'all gonna tell me this. Tyron wasn't real good last year.
It wasn't.
He was better than what we had. I'll tell you that right
The
now.
problem is you couldn't. It's almost like the Romo conversation.
You just had to move on at some point. You just got
You
to
couldn't
go.
count him to be healthy.
Yeah,
It's like you
that's
put
tough.
all your eggs in that basket. Like people keep rehashing, Romo could have did this. You couldn't count on it. That's one reason why, yes, Dak was playing well, but you had this team going in a certain direction. And if you go back to Romo and change the momentum, change the dynamic, and then he gets hurt,
Yeah.
it lets everything down. And so Tyron had been so injured so many years and didn't finish the season, you couldn't count on him.
Retro.
Dro knows is the one that kills me in the chat.
What do you do?
I'm black and I've watched my dog skip like 10 times, but often confuse it with because of Win Dixie. I don't even know what that means.
Retro
Yeah.
Spectro. Tyler Guyton looks like he's asking for permission.
You don't do nothing. Look, if
Y'all
Tyron,
silly,
if you don't
man.
have permission from Tyron Smith, don't do
Don't
whatever
do-
you
yes.
think about doing.
Yeah.
Ask that man and say please.
And thank you in advance.
Yes, sir. So Tyron Smith has been working with Tyler Guyton, and he's saying, you know what, you're gonna see a little something this year.
Let me also say this. This is a part of Schottenheimer's plan as well. He's publicly said,
Put the old school studs.
yeah,
with
he wants guys, at Super Bowl rings. Like
What Tyron doesn't have.
no, I'm just saying. I was
Okay.
just saying in general. He wants the older guys to be infused
Yeah.
in what he's doing. He wants that energy, that chemistry to be around the team. And honestly, when you start talking about having guys like, I know that Charles Haley comes around, might not be the best guy you want hanging
Doesn't
around.
count to me.
But
And I
not-
shouldn't
might
say
not-
that out loud because if Charles hears it, now I'm in trouble. It can't.
Might not be the guy that you want hanging around the group all the time, right? Like this might not be.
Just
No,
sometimes.
no.
Tyron Smith,
You want him in the building.
you want him in the building.
Right.
You want Tyron Smith to have access to the guys in that locker room, the offensive lineman in
Yeah.
that locker room. Tyron Smith is a stud of a human being as well as a stud. He was a stud player. You want that dude. You want the osmosis
Yeah.
of what Tyron Smith brings.
I want Tyron Smith to hang out at the house.
Well,
Help me.
I mean,
well,
hell,
no,
he'll be
no,
great
no.
on the grill.
You don't want.
I don't want him at the house. Why
He's great on
not?
the grill. Tyron's great on the grill
He
now.
gonna look better than you in the pool, dog.
Oh, I don't
You
care.
got to have all the females at the pool. He gonna look better than
I
you at
just
the
think
pool.
having him in my sphere of influence
I'm
would
just
make
saying,
me a better
He
person.
gonna
That's
look
all.
better than you at the pool.
He'd be like Robin Big.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I
like
want.
Rob
Is
Deerdick.
Big still with us?
Yeah, man, he rest in peace.
I want to give a shout out to Jesse Holly
Oh,
because this is Jesse's agenda. I mean, Jesse talked about it. I kind of made fun of him, a little bit. Put him on the coaching staff. You remember?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
said that. I'm like, well, they're not gonna put him on the coaching staff, but this is something that you talked about, taking him under his wing.
Yes.
if he's bored,
and
come on.
doing this thing. And so here's the quotes from Tyron Smith talking about Guyton. He wants to put in the.
Nah, this
You're right.
let him quarterback.
You're right.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. No, I love it.
No, go ahead.
I like it.
Go ahead.
You are.
Go ahead, Achilles Smith.
You are turning into a quarterback on this thing.
Go ahead.
Like I was waiting for it to peter out to give you
Yeah,
the quotes,
well,
but you wanted to go right now.
No, but go ahead. You got it. You're the quote
Come
man.
on.
Free the quote.
Take
The
it
man.
You're
news
from
guy,
one-
get to the quote.
From one to two.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go
ahead.
We can't win around here. Anyway,
You see, I looked at you. I was like, wait.
I pointed to the
well, I
coaches.
didn't know you had to. I just,
That's what a quarterback does.
well,
he reads the
we
quote,
don't always
sets
have
us
the
up.
quotes. I mean, I mean, did John have him up on the screen?
No.
You didn't ask John to put him on the screen,
No,
right?
we didn't. No.
I'm just
What do you want on the screen?
Whatever you want.
This?
Nothing, sir.
Yeah.
You up?
You up.
You up. Hey, big head, you up.
You're up.
Anyway,
Clarence.
Gordon, Tyron Smith on Tyler Guyton.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to put in the work. He just needs a little technique, which we've talked about, which, you know, needs a little technique, which he's doing right now. I feel like it's going to be a different type of year for him to slow the game down and get the rookie nerves out. See, don't just start that. I think he's building more confidence in his technique because he's learning a lot more. Being a first rounder, he already has expectation, but you can't lean on that too much. You have to do it for yourself. You have to want to be the best in this league, and that has to be your mentality. As an offensive lineman, we have to have the mentality to play in this league as long as possible, which he added. I've told him before, I want you to be better than how I ever did it.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay? It makes me feel good that another guy is wanting to strive to be better than me. Better than
I also want Tyler Guyton to be better than Tyron was.
That's never
I
happening.
want that too. I do believe earlier we had a pot kettle situation. We got a want and a deuce in the other hand situation here.
I mean, a few weeks ago, you just want him to be serviceable.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if he
Serviceable.
is serviceable,
Okay.
this team wins 10 games.
There's a huge gap between serviceable and being as good or better than Tyron Smith.
If he's Terrence Steele,
Hey, guys.
I'll take it.
Let me
Y'all don't say it.
let me just say this.
What you say? I know you're not going to say the thing.
No, I'm not gonna say the thing.
Okay.
I'm not. Don't you say the thing
I'm not
either.
going to say the thing.
Okay. We're cooked.
We're not cooked.
No. We're cooked.
We're not cooked.
So he can't even be serviceable?
Why are we cooked?
Listen to the words that Tyron Smith are saying.
He just needs a little technique work,
Where's your hopium
which he's doing
at?
right now.
Where y'all hopium?
Okay. All right.
I feel like it's going to be a different type of year for him to slow the game down, which is saying that it was too fast for him and his technique's bad.
You've been around this game for a while.
I've been around this game for a long time.
You've been around this game
Yes.
for a while.
He's been around for a little bit.
Okay. Now, when former players speak about players, there's ways and levels they speak about those guys. I've heard guys be around dudes, and the conversation sounds different. It sounds more like if I'm a former guy, or I've heard former guys be around other current guys, and you hear the rhetoric come off a little bit different. It comes off like this when you know the guy that they're talking about is the guy. It comes off and it sounds like, but y'all better watch out. Like, this dude's about to wreck shop. He got it all. He got what it takes. Man, this team's gonna be da-da-da-da-da. When you start talking in that speculation, we kind of do, and if we do, and then you end it with the death kiss. The death kiss is, I want him to be or to do it better than I ever done it.
Yeah.
You know that ain't possible.
Which is why you can say it.
You know that's not possible, Tyron. And I don't like
If
to be the
Guyton was
guy.
a stud, would he not say that? He'd be like, let me not say that because I'm kind of pulling against him doing that. I'm trying to get to the Hall of Fame.
Right.
If
this guy's a real threat.
If Guyton was a stud, the conversation would be, boy, man, he's the next one.
Right.
The next line of offense, man, me,
Like Al Harris said
Larry
to
Allen.
you know what I'm saying? Seatbelt.
Sure.
Yeah, the next one. Got
The
him
next
another
one. Got him another one.
Tyler Smith is the next one.
But
Yeah.
when, like, the conversation is a much more glowing conversation. When you hear dudes talk about another dude, when you're asking me to project a guy that I ain't quite can look at and be like,
He's got to be measured. He knows it's a rescue mission.
right. And so he has to do the coach thing. He has to have the coach speak. This is coach speak.
Dude,
Right.
the last half of the big quote was 100% like, I felt like Tyron
This
just
is
started
coach
talking in
speak.
generalities
This
about
is
himself.
coach speak. This is Tyron looking at the situation and going, I hope, I wish, like, what was that? For those that know Kings of Comedy, the movie Kings of Comedy, the comedy movie Kings of Comedy, with Cedric and Entertainer and all those guys, Bernie Mac.
Is that
Yeah.
one with the Bernie thing where whole room get dark?
Yeah, no, that's
No,
Comedy
Stan-
Jam.
That's his
No,
stand-
What are
that's-
you saying?
Well, if you turn off the lights.
But in that whatchamacallit, there was a part that Cedric Entertainer talked about. Black folks live by the white folks live by the we hope, Nothing transpires. We hope nothing happens. Black people, we live by the wish factor.
Yeah,
I wish them off would.
Yeah.
Right? Tyron's living by the white people factor right here.
Yeah.
I hope
Yeah.
this thing comes together. I hope his technique comes together.
Yeah.
I hope. There's no definitive anything about what Tyron Smith is saying. And this is a dude who is a couple months removed from the game. He knows what dudes looks like. And he's not speaking glowingly enough for me about a dude that he's working with. He's hoping that Tyron Smith, that Tyler Guyton figures out a way.
Tyler, Tyron.
There's way too
there
many.
was too
There's
many.
way
We
too
had
many.
a different Guyton before. There's
Yeah.
a lot of stuff going
A lot
on.
of T's.
Joe knows you're wrong. You're wrong for that comment.
What do you say?
Yeah.
What do you say?
Tyron Smith is Z and Guyton is.
Okay. Coming up
wrong.
next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast, it is list season, and this one, we're gonna call this as what's the word I want? Damn, what's the word I want? I thought I wrote it in the T's, but I didn't. Clarence Hill, vindicated. That's it.
Oh.
That's it. Clarence Hill, vindicated. Next.
I don't know what he vindicated for, but if you can vindicate yourself and those terrible flaws that you have in your home right now by going to EmpireToday.com. And maybe, okay, my fault.
It might be okay.
My
Floor.
bad. Yeah, it might be okay.
Decent.
I'm
Wear and tear.
lunching today. I'm going. Sometimes I get a little too passionate and I start just going all the way in.
Yeah.
I get myself in trouble sometimes.
Yeah.
And maybe you're at that place in your life where you've got yourself into a little bit of trouble, flooring trouble, because you went to these other department stores and these big other box stores that have 80 different things happening in them. And you say, oh, I'll go there because maybe the price is cheaper. And now you got Jim, who works in plumbing on Monday and works in lumber on Thursday, got you picking out floors. And it's all jacked up. But if you want to save $350 and be with the flooring experts, then you need to head over to EmpireToday.com and look at all their flooring. The vinyl, the laminate, the carpet, and of course, if you got a little money, the wood. Head over there right now, use the promo code DLLS and save $350 off new flooring.
Yes, indeed. You also want to shout out our friends right now at Shady Rays. It's the best place to get your sunnies, your sun G's, whatever you call them. And you know that moment, if you're like me, or you go out to the lake, you get back in the car, and you go,
OS.
You know what I think is at the bottom of the lake? My sunnies. You left them somewhere. Left them on the roof of the car, gas station. Left them somewhere. I've been there. Then my guys at Shady Rays, I found them. That changes the game. Their sunglasses are awesome. Good looking, polarized, durable, all these things. Not stupidly expensive. The wild part, if you lose or break your Shady Rays sunnies, even on day one, Shady Rays is going to send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements. So now I can actually wear my sunglasses, my good ones, my Shady Rays. Because if something goes wrong, they got my back. Our friends at Shady Rays are going to give you 35% off your glasses with the code DLLS35. That is at shadyrays.com. It's the DLS Cowboys podcast. Captain Thunder's in the super chat.
Let's go.
Let's see if this is about Dak.
Of course it is.
Guyton got to learn to money grease these guys like greedy Dak. This is quite a burial based off a comment that true football savants read differently. True football savants like Captain Thunder.
How did he read it?
I don't know.
What are we reading this differently?
I think Guyton's awesome.
How do we bury the burial of a second-year playoff one comment?
Why don't you, Clarence, just take that hush money that Dak paid you and chill out?
That caddy tip. That tip that he gave
he
you from the
paid
caddy.
you.
First of all, I think
How much he pay you? How much he tip you?
I think you're Captain Thunder.
I'm Captain Thunder.
So you're tweeting and you're sending this money in while we're on the show. You're sending this Canadian money in while we're on the show.
I only think
Then you play in Canada? Then you play in Canada?
I did.
You got some Canadian money left?
No. They ain't give me enough.
I think Jesse might have like a shared login to the Captain Thunder account.
Yeah, because he's a Dak hater.
Sometimes Jesse's
He's a Dak
Captain
hater on this
Thunder.
show.
Just
Wow.
sometimes. Just sometimes.
The
Not all the
self-avowed
time.
Dak hater on this show.
I love you. I love everything that you stand for, Dak Prescott.
Stand for. You see how we,
That's
you see how
right.
we use these words? Not as a football player, but everything you stand
I
for.
want you to babysit my kids.
Yes,
leave
yes.
my children.
You're a great guy.
Do you stand for football?
You're a great guy. See, I like how you chose your words carefully. I like how you chose your words.
Everything he stands for.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. So it's list season. Yesterday we were talking about, it might have been yesterday when the running backs came out. This is NFL execs, coaches, scouts, and they're going position by position, and they rank the 10 best each year at each position. It was defensive tackle today. So yesterday, the day before, it was running back, and I clicked on it while giggling because I was like, I don't care how many they list. I'm not going to see a Cowboy. Like they could list 100 running backs, and we're not going to see.
But you know who they did list?
They didn't even call him. They didn't even call him. They didn't even call him. They didn't even call him.
That was actually how we did that list. I said, like, could they have had him and did they call him? It was like Josh Jacobs was a free agent, didn't call him. Aaron Jones didn't call him. Obviously, Saquon Henry didn't call him.
Yeah, it was a good list.
But it's defensive tackles, and I'm like, okay, this one I'm clicking on and wondering if I'm going to get a Cowboy.
It's what tackles?
Defensive tackles. And so I was like, will I get one and where? Because what they do is they give you top 10, and then they give you a group of guys who they'll give you a little something on.
They give you honorable mention.
And then they get the folks who received votes.
Also receiving votes. So you remember a few weeks ago when our friend Joe was here?
Here comes the vindicated thing.
And he was
hit
talking
the like
about
button, please.
Osa, how he was a difference maker.
Yeah.
Because he had all these quarterback hits and quarterback hurries.
Yeah.
And I was saying, yeah, good player, but not yet a difference maker.
Right.
Yeah.
This is a difference-making list.
Oh.
Okay. So you're saying if Osa's name is anywhere on this, that he is a difference maker?
So
Who you, Joe?
Now you playing with my emotions. Playing with my don't play with my emotions. What's that? Don't play with my money.
Playing with my money is like playing with my emotions. Big worm.
Yeah,
big worm.
Playing my money is like playing with my emotions.
Yeah,
don't play with me, Smokey.
Put the list out there.
The best
Top
defensive
10.
tackle in football, they say, is Sexy Dexy.
Mm-hmm.
Dexter Lawrence, who's going to be on a team that wins 4 games this year with the New York Giants. Although I did see the pardon my take quarterback tiers list, and Daniel Jones was right ahead of Dak.
Isn't that crazy that according to Vegas, and this is just Vegas, that they had the Cowboys winning 7 games, 6 games,
Yeah.
and the Giants winning 4?
Yes. Okay. I can see it.
That's way
Dak's too good for that.
That's way too close.
Dak's too good for that. Chris Jones is the second best defensive tackle in football in Kansas City.
I agree.
Jalen Carter is third, which, Clarence, you better tear this down. 4.5 sacks last year. He hadn't made the plays, and they just make the case in here where all the guys with their quotes, they're like, you just have to watch. Like, he's a monster.
You do have to watch.
He's a monster.
And where did that defense rank? You got to put all that in there.
Real good.
Okay. You got to put all that in there.
It's real good.
You got to put all that in there now. He's the anchor of that defense.
Number 4 has a great name. It's Jeffrey Simmons, Titans, defensive tackle.
I wanted him
Bad
in Dallas.
boy.
I wanted him in Dallas.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
He had when he was
Quinnen Williams from the Jets. It's 5th best defensive tackle in football.
Mm-hmm. Developed by Aaron Whitecotton.
Leonard Williams, still a weird name to me. Leonard Williams is number 6 with the Seahawks. Probably could have signed him. Probably didn't call.
Could have had him in free agency. They didn't call.
Namdi Madubike out of Texas A&M, by the way. Baltimore Ravens. He was a free agent. They might have tagged him and then extended him.
Mm-hmm.
Number 8 is DeForest Buckner with the Colts. Number 9 is Vita Vea with Tampa Bay, who's my favorite defensive tackle.
You remember when Buckner's been around for a while, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Was he 30? Yeah, he's 30.
Yeah, he's been around for a while.
Vita Vea is also 30. Y'all remember when Vita Vea smoked Jake Ferguson last year?
Yes.
They dropped that dude in coverage, and Jake caught the ball, and here came 345 pounds of whoo.
I know, like, you look at that and you go, like, I know he said OS.
Yeah.
Yes.
He went,
Like,
okay, again.
Well, he got hit, and he was just like, what happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
How was
You know what
this
Vita
big of
Vea
a-
is?
Huh?
Run stopper.
And
But he can do all the other
last year.
stuff. But what he is your prototypical run stop, which they wanted Mozzie to be.
And 7
That's
sacks.
who you want him to be.
Cam Hayward with the Steelers. You want to talk about been around a while? 10th on this list, 36 years old. My man been
Still
going
getting
for
Prototypical run stopper.
Honorable mentions probably where Osa is. You got Christian Wilkins, Derek Brown, Zach Allen, Zach Seiler.
Ever since Christian Wilkins did that split after the national championship game,
Yeah.
You've been out on it.
been out.
Yeah, man can't be doing a split like that. Huh?
Not like that. Not like it's one thing to be stretching, you know what I'm saying, and get a good stretch.
Yeah.
But when you plop up and you know what, I'm out. That was
Be flexible, man. You
Nah,
like
I
a
was-
flexible man?
You want to be
Sorry.
flexible. You want to be
Anyway, he's honorable mention.
Who's that?
Christian Wilkins.
Christian Wilkins.
Yeah. So is Derek Brown, Zach Allen, Zach Seiler, Kobe Turner with the Rams. And then we get to also receiving votes. Kenny Clark, Aleem McNeil, Ed Oliver, Deron Payne, Kalijah Cansey, and Osa Odighizuwa,
Also receiving votes.
which makes him the 21st name listed, which is pretty damn good.
Is it?
That's pretty good. There's 32 teams. 21st man.
Listen,
Bring it.
Listen, I love Osa's story, how he made himself. Love that he got a contract, work ethic, hard work, all of that stuff.
Oh, here's a
The only
compliment
thing-
sandwich for you.
It's not a
Damn.
compliment sandwich. I mean, you can't, he is what he is.
Yeah.
But when I talk about the Cowboys defense, and we want this defense to be special, we want this defense to do something in the playoffs, we want this defense to help the offense.
Yeah.
Again, we're trying to end a 30-year drought.
Yeah.
And people keep talking about Micah. Micah needs difference makers to run with.
Uh-huh.
Okay?
And
You need somebody else up front. I mean, there's only most of these good teams have more than one Pro Bowl type player in the front seven.
so what are you saying?
They don't have that.
They just got the one.
They just got Micah.
Okay, I was just finishing out your compliment sandwich.
I mean, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's not an indictment, but it's a fact is a fact. We talk about, Micah needs help. I mean, people keep getting caught up with he needs to be a better leader and he needs to quit doing this. No,
Only he's.
I don't say that.
Only he says he wanted to be a better.
Well, he
leader.
says that because
I don't
people.
say it.
He said that because the coaches said
I
the
say
fans,
just be a football. All I say is be a damn good football player. You've always been.
You, Jesse.
He pointed to me.
I did that.
But one talking about you.
That was
I'm
3
just
to
saying
1
that-
to 2.
But the fans and the people keep all up in the Micah needs to be a better leader, need to quit video game. No, he needs some damn help. He needs some difference makers up front. He needs some
Who
dogs
needs more
to
help? Dak, Micah.
the whole team. I mean, my
Needs
point is like we
more
talked about the other day about players in the top 100. They don't have enough difference-making players to make a difference when it matters most.
Dak
damn
has some help already.
Damn the
at
leaders,
least.
damn the captains. Give me some dogs.
Yeah.
They need more dogs.
One of those.
Cat in the house.
Want to be a dog, be a dog. They need more dogs. That's all I'm saying. You need more dogs. Matt Stafford won a Super Bowl because he had that damn dog. Aaron Donald finished the game for him.
That's a dude, man.
Yes, you need more dogs. He had Jalen Ramsey. He had dogs. He had 2 receivers. I mean, you got dogs.
We got 2 receivers.
Yeah, now.
We got 2 receivers.
Yeah.
That too.
Yeah,
Part of the way there. Part of the way?
So you got to have more difference-making players. And I think that Osa has a chance to take that next step.
Oh, here we go.
Certainly has a chance to take the next step. He's a young, ascending player. There's no question he's an ascending player. He ain't there yet. We can say that. But that's why they paid him, because he's an ascending player, but they need him to get more than 3 sacks. They need him to be a different, because Mozzie's not what Osa was the 3rd round pick. Mozzie was the 1st round pick. Mozzie's supposed to be in that realm of Vita V and those type of guys.
Let that go, though. Just got to let that go.
We are letting it go, but my point is you drafted him to be an anchor.
Yeah.
Okay? So you need Osa to be that anchor. You're paying him to be the anchor. Yeah.
Does Osa take a breath? Does he exhale?
I don't think he has that
You
mentality.
hope
No.
not. And
No.
I don't.
Now that he's
I'm
gotten
with
the contract, does he exhale?
I don't
or
think-
does he still try to fight like someone who's getting it out the mud?
I think he's a grinder.
No,
But with the E, not without the E.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's a grinder. I think that there's too much on this team for anyone to exhale. There's too much.
Well, Turpin exhaled.
Well,
He did not. He inhaled. He inhaled. He inhaled.
I mean, he can relax a little bit.
Yeah,
He started
He
cruising.
didn't relax. He probably been doing that. You think he wasn't driving like that last year?
No,
He just
not
got
through Allen,
caught.
Texas. They're going to pull you over every
He
time.
just got caught this time.
Every time.
They just got caught this time.
I told him in our little short, be careful in Collin County and don't ride dirty in Allen.
every time.
I'm just saying.
Get it
This
right.
is not his first time driving fast.
Is there anybody else on the Cowboys
You
roster?
run fast, you drive fast.
Is there anybody else on this Cowboys roster that could be a second guy for Micah, or is Osa the only candidate?
The other guy is not healthy.
He's
Diggs?
on Overshown.
Damari.
Oh, Overshown? Oh, you're talking front
Damari
seven?
Overshown.
Yeah.
Oh, front. You talking about in the front line?
No. I thought just anybody. Like if you
It's
look at
any-
their defense and you're like,
Yeah.
who's Micah got?
If Overshown, had he not gotten an injury, I think he was projecting to take the next step, right? Like he already had the energy, the youth, the enthusiasm, the want to. It for him was putting a governor on it. You know what I'm saying? Controlled emotion. That was his biggest thing. It's controlled emotion, and then no matter how much you want to know in your first year, technically his second year, you just, until you get out there and experience it, this year would have been the year where he was like, oh, okay, I've seen that. oh, that guard's pulling now, I know what to do now. You know what I'm saying? Like reading his keys would have become a lot easier. Filling the gaps would have becoming a lot easier. Dropping in the coverage would have become a lot easier because you don't have the jitters of not seeing some of the things, the coverages, the defenses, the formations, the motions, you know, in years past.
All right, we got a couple of supers that we're going to get to. Please hit the like button while you're here. Make sure you're subscribed as well. We also got we got Joe Trahan coming up next from WFAA.
Black Joe Trahan.
White Joe Trahan's not with the Cowboys anymore, so I feel like in the Cowboy sphere, we've whittled it down to one Joe Trahan.
Right.
So the Joe Trahan, other Joe Trahan, is I believe with Tony Faye PR now, which is important too. We want that relationship. One of the Joe Trahans joins us next.
We need that relationship because we need them soccer tickets for the World Cup.
That's right. On the DLLS Cowboys podcast.
Summer's here. Okay. I don't know if you guys know this or not. And because boss says that we have to wear pants in the lounge.
Yeah, I put on pants this morning once I checked where we were. Yep.
We gotta put, but the degrees don't change. And so that means pants on, hot outside.
Yep.
The grundle might be a little musty.
Yep.
Possible that the balls may be a little taint.
Musty nut.
Might be a little taint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what we got to do is that we got to just sprinkle a little bit of that Mando on us.
Yeah,
because we outside, we inside. We got to be in studio, got to have the pants on. We don't want the grundle being foul.
No.
Okay? Here's what Mando does. Okay? It helps prevent odor up to 72 hours. Now, I ain't going 72 hours without a shower, and you shouldn't go 72 hours without a shower. But in the event that you got to go from outside to inside, back to outside again, and you might, back 1, 2, 1, back to 1.
Yeah.
Mando. Shop Mando right now. Go get a starter kit, $5 off using the promo code DLLS. Make sure them balls ain't musty.
That's right. Shout out to our friends at Branded Bills. I wish I was wearing my hat today, but I left it at the house.
Did your other merch come in?
It should be on the porch today.
How does nobody? Porch Pirates, do me a favor.
You think they got me?
No, but they should.
Why?
Because you just keep too much stuff out there.
No, it should be there today.
Okay.
No, it hadn't been sitting there. I would bring it in. No, but Branded
there.
Bills, no, they got great gear. So I ordered I already got a hat, and then I ordered another hat and about 3 T-shirts because I like the design. It's a really cool hat. I like the hat. I wanted to get the hat, so I'm doing it. Got performance, got style, looks good. They also can do custom things. So like if you've got a brand and you want to stand apart, Branded Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. You can start your order and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel that you need. They also have a partnership with 40 colleges as part of their campus collection, including TCU, Texas Tech, and Texas now. They got it.
Okay.
Head over to brandedbills.com. Use the code BBDLLS for 15% off your first order. It's the DLLS Cowboys podcast, and yes, it does appear that, to Jeremy's point, Jesse is putting out a hit on my porch.
I'm sorry.
You're trying to get my porch hit up.
That's my fault. Don't do that.
That's messed
Yeah,
up.
but did you give his address? Did you dox him? Did you dox him on live TV?
I didn't.
You doxed him on live TV.
That's my fault. I don't mean that. Don't steal.
Let's check in now with the one and only.
Here you go.
Joe Trahan from WFAA and a fine company, man. Look at that Channel 8 hat. That is a nice hat, Joe Trahan.
Joe with the good hair. Yes. We like it.
Got the glasses
What's
on.
up, fellas?
Yeah. Can't hide money, baby. You look expensive.
What I like that. But when it comes to the Joe Trahan designation, I like the OG. Right?
Okay.
He's OG. He don't want to be Black Joe.
All right, OG. I respect that. I respect that. From here on out, I respect that.
Like the original 88, the original Joey T. Right here. Let's go.
Gotcha.
You want us to call him Fake Joe or Imposter Joe?
No. I mean,
you know how to go on Twitter, the real Joe Trahan. He's like the real. I'm the real Joe Trahan, the real OG Joe Trahan.
Call him Lil Joe. Lil Joe.
We call him Lil Joe. Lil Joe.
Back to the Bonanza days.
Back to Bonanza. So my other Lil Joe gone, so he's Lil Joe. He back to Lil Joe.
Joe Trahan, is Osa Odighizuwa a difference maker?
Oof. That's a great question. I think he is one of those vital players, and if we want to play with semantics, does the fact that he's vital to success make him a difference maker? You could certainly make that argument, guys. But I think when we talk about in the NFL, the parlance of a difference maker is the guy who kind of jumps off the screen and who can make some of those game-changing plays that become difference makers in games, in seasons, in runs to where you want to go. And while vital, I don't know if you could call Osa a game changer.
And Joe, you don't have to tell me out loud here, but if you could text me what that camera is that you're working with,
is that thing not
is
crystal?
clean. That is clean.
That thing is crystal clear.
And I think I like it's clearly an intentionally blurred background to make the foreground pop.
Yeah, we was in his business a couple shows ago. We was in his house a couple shows ago.
That is called the bokeh effect, gentlemen. And I started this during COVID. I knew just enough about photography to be dangerous. And I will say this, Jeffrey, there were other photographers from around DFW asking the same question you just asked.
Look at that.
So you on your phone or your computer?
He's on a real camera.
It's a camera with the interface to the computer.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, you got to send that information over to us.
You got money.
I told y'all you look expensive.
Clarence walks around with a flip phone with some headphones plugged into it.
The interface costs $94, bro.
See?
The interface costs $94. It's not money, it's knowledge. Okay?
It's knowledge. I like it. That's a bar.
OG.
That's a bar.
That's why he the OG. That's why he OG.
The game
Joe.
is to be sold, not told. That's a bar.
$94 just ain't nothing.
Ain't nothing. That's in my ass tray. That's in my seat cushions. That $94.
OG Joe, as we near a training camp, what are some of the expectations? I shouldn't say expectations. What are some of the things that you want to see initially when you get to training camp this year?
Jesse, I'm working on that right now, right? Because this is I like to take a couple weeks off before we get back into football season, kind of before camp.
Yeah, I see that tan. I see that tan.
Mm-hmm.
I just got back from Florida. And
from where?
As I work
he was
on
in
it,
Boca with his Boca camera.
Yeah, he was in Boca with the Boca camera. Yeah.
Where you come back from?
We were not in Boca. It's Panama City. But Marriott on points. Okay, so y'all can say all the expensive stuff you want on points. Y'all all know what it means. So,
well, you got to spend money to get points. I'm just going to say that right now. But go ahead to your point.
Or the company.
Company money, right?
Hey. No, seriously, when it comes to looking at what I want to see for this camp, guys, it's going to be difficult because I know that there's going to be this preoccupation with Dak and George Pickens. We know that going in, diva wide receiver, they get headlines, the national media, they're going to be flocking to that. But I would submit to you the much more important thing that Cowboy fans need to worry about is the law firm of Smith, Guyton, and Booker, the three T's, right? The way that they gel, the way that they come together, the way that offensive line has to improve will become the foundation and the bedrock for a successful season with this Cowboys team. Yes, those running backs, one of those guys may not have to emerge, but we have to see some kind of a consistent threat from the running back room as well. But even before you get to that, I think the real foundation of success this season has to be the way that this line congeals and comes together and gels and creates, something that you can hang your hat on, especially when you kind of lay over the fact that we think that Brian Schottenheimer is going to want to try and feature the run, bring back play action passing, play action to get you some deep shots, all that kind of stuff. So I want to see that, but here's the problem, you guys. Jesse, you know better than all of us. We're not going to see it. It's not live. It's not real football the way they do it at camp anymore, the way they do it in preseason. We won't even know. We will think we know. We will have some clues, but we won't really know, how well that has happened until the bullets start flying for real.
Since you brought up law firms, and you brought up law firms,
I know where you're going.
Does Cavante Turpin need a lawyer? And the question here is this, though. Talk about the disappointment of what transpired over July 4th weekend and how big a deal of it this is. And is this a challenge to the culture that Shotty's bringing? And does he need to set an example here?
Cut him.
First and foremost, as a public service announcement to all professional athletes, I would say this. You need to learn how to police your guns. First and foremost. We're in America. You can have your guns, but let's learn how to police the guns first and foremost. the 9mm just hanging out in the backseat of the car. What are we doing?
But you got weed.
We've seen receivers in this league before have issues with guns and the inability to police your guns. Police your friggin' gun. Let's start there, okay? Beyond that, again, the marijuana, the speeding, whatever. The fact that you do have, stains on your record in the past, you would hope that people learn, evolve, and get better. And listen, getting pulled over for speeding with that amount of weed, whatever. I don't like it. I hate it. I'm old, right? But when you got the gun in the back, man, what are we doing? Surround yourself with the right people. Get better advisors. You have put in the work that it takes. Don't take away from all that work by just not using your head. So, I mean, listen, I don't want to go on a rant here. I think I already have. I'll leave it at that.
Old. So old. What amount of money, Joe, if you were walking on a sidewalk, you're going to walk into the gas station, get you maybe a Jerry Jones $6 bottle of wine or whatever. Maybe you're going to get, I don't know what you're going to get. Maybe a healthy snack, maybe a Mr. Beast bar. But you're walking down the sidewalk, you look down, you go, oh, looky there. And it is some denomination of money. What denomination does it have to be for you to pick it up?
Anywhere, just walking on the street.
You're just walking down the street, and there's a penny on the ground. Are you picking up a penny? You stop to pick up a penny?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're picking up all of it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
That's how he can afford that camera, man. Listen.
I'm with Joe. I'm with Joe. I'm picking it up. I'm picking all of it up.
Okay.
Quarter,
Absolutely.
nickel, dime, penny. I'm picking it all up.
Absolutely, I'm picking it all up. Because, listen, the penny's for luck. I will say that. I'll come clean completely. The penny is
even
for
if
luck.
It's heads down?
I'm a little stitious. I'm not superstitious, right? That's for luck. But then, y'all know, listen, not that I'm rich, but rich people stay rich because they don't give money away. And when money's in front of them, they going to pick it up.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
Principle. It's principle.
Like Jared Jones.
Yeah, that is fair. Because we're going to talk about that next because DeMaurice Smith said something about Jerry Jones where he was like, I really think if Jerry Jones saw $1 on the ground, he'd pick it up. And that made Clarence and I start debating what would you pick up and what don't you pick up. We have some gigantic super chats, so we have to shout out to our listeners and viewers, Joe. Thank you so much. The OG, the original, Joe Trahan, WFAA.
See, you're moisturizing, y'all.
Yeah.
Melanated. Look at that.
Yeah, Joe with the good hair.
Good hair.
Joe with the good hair. Yeah. There you go.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, sir.
Pretty
Appreciate
liquid
it.
what they
Joe,
called
be good.
him.
Thanks so much for having me on. Love y'all. Take care.
There goes Joe Trahan. All right, we got a couple of super chats we got to hit.
Oh,
we got a couple we got to hit.
Get the music ready.
Hit the music.
First of all, Freak Jesus Carey, he said, y'all think Guyton will be able to open holes big enough for Deuce? Deuce doesn't need big ones. Yeah, all you got to do is give him a sliver now.
Man.
Trucking Life, Aaron is in here. He said, hope everyone had a good 4th of July. It's a 20 bomb. Go ahead and give him a club pop pop.
Club pop pop, where legends drop. Clarence Hill just can't stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in Club pop pop.
Hope everybody had a good 4th of July. Ate a bunch of hot dogs and buns or
Glizzies.
burgers, chicken, barbecue, whatever. Most of all, let's keep drinking the Kool-Aid. I like grape.
Oh,
I like red. I believe you call Kool-Aid by color. I don't believe you call it by flavor. What? I like red. I like the red Kool-Aid.
It's red Kool-Aid,
I
man.
like purple, too.
No, it's red, purple.
Double J
great.
Jackson, pop. Where them gold boots at? Let's go Cowboys.
All right.
And JJ with a 50 bomb. Hit it
Yes,
again.
sir. You got to hit the song, baby.
Where legends drop.
JJ.
Clarence
Double
Hill
club
just can't
pop.
stop. Breaking news, you gotta hop in Club pop pop.
Great song, Jim,
Yeah.
man. Great song.
Been traveling for several days. Always good to binge on the best off-season DC coverage when I get home from my travels. Thanks for bringing some levity during these wild times. Well, here's the secret. There's nothing going on for about an entire month of Cowboys. So if you don't have levity, what are you doing?
But the real secret is we always gonna bring some levity. I mean, we're gonna have fun with this.
We're
okay?
hilarious.
We're not seam heads. We're gonna give you the hardcore stuff, but we're gonna have fun. We got some levity. I mean, you got to show some personality around here.
That's right.
right.
Got to have some of that.
And some thick Latinas.
Yeah, yes. Shout out to our listeners for adding that levity. We appreciate you guys. All right, we caught up on the supers. Coming up next, we do have an assortment of Cowboys nugs that we haven't gotten to, including, the former NFL Players Association executive director
Yeah.
It's firing shots at Jerry Jones, and I got to tell you, we do love it when shots get fired. That's next on the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Bum, bum, bum.
Hey.
Oh, no.
Hey.
Aaron, I think you're good. I think he was talking to me.
Oh, no. Yeah.
He was talking
you're-
to me, not you.
Yeah.
You were safe.
Trucker Life, you're good.
He was
You
saying
could-
when I said red as a flavor, you thought that was got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you
And that's
listen. No, you're good. Make some of that Korean fried chicken. That might be. That's probably racist,
That's
but
got to be.
But hey,
What are you doing?
that banchan chicken. Go
Okay.
ahead. There's banchan in Vegas.
Trucking Live, why don't you truck your butt to Vegas November 15th to 18th? We'll be there. Can you put a semi on the strip? Can you put a big truck on the strip?
Might get stuck there, but I'm sure you could.
We'll figure it out. But we want you to join us on our Vegas trip. QR code right there on the screen if you're watching on YouTube. And you can, of course, find it in the description. Or
The Mav squad gonna warm it up for us in Vegas.
They gonna what?
They gonna warm it up.
What they doing? Oh,
they going
Summer
for
League?
Summer League, baby.
Yeah,
Oh.
they about to warm it up.
Summer League.
go out there and watch some of the
They
bad
ain't-
basketball
they ain't-
players.
They ain't doing nothing out there.
You don't think
They not going?
you don't think Kato gonna hit the strip?
Now Tim.
You think Kato
Tim's
gonna hit the
gonna-
strip?
Tim's the wild
Bobby will
card.
be out there catching Pokemon like
Yeah.
nobody's business.
I don't think the Mavs crew are gonna have fun in Vegas.
Vegas
I don't think they have
Pokemon.
fun in
Nah,
Vegas.
Tim
I don't think
is the wild card.
They gon-
Tim is the wild
they're
card.
gonna pick up the little cars they pass out. You know the little cars they pass on the
No,
strip?
we don't. Tell us about it.
Them little cars they pass on the strip. You ain't gonna say they pass up them
You
little
talking
cars.
about the diehard cards?
No, them
Where if
little
you sign up
cars.
to be a diehard at alldlls.com?
That's professional.
You talking about them
professional.
diehard cards?
That's professional.
That's part of what you get when you sign up to be a diehard.
That's good
Is that
professionalism
diehard
right
card?
there.
Tim
I
gonna
called
pick
one
up
of
that
them
card off that on the strip.
Just don't. If you do go to
Dial
Vegas,
that number.
what I need you to know is if you call the number, don't
Don't-
think the picture on the card is what is being delivered.
Don't fall in love with a stripper.
Because that ain't how it goes.
Don't fall. They don't
I'll be
love
front
you.
twerking in Vegas.
Clarence will be front twerking in Vegas. We want you to join us. Sign up to be a diehard. AllDLLS.com. We sure would appreciate it. You get a hookup. It's the only thing you need to be a DFW sports fan. It's right there at AllDLLS.com. So it's the DLLS Cowboys podcast. Yeah, I did enjoy that we had to ask Joe Trahan about that because Turf Wars is an upcoming book from the former NFL Players Association executive director DeMaurice Smith. And, you know, he talks bad about a bunch of people that he had to work with while he was doing that job. And he described...
I never trusted DeMaurice.
Really? Thought he was kind of snaky?
His face.
Oh, you
I
facially profiled him?
could never the underbite.
He did have a little bit
that
of
little-
something.
Damn.
What was that dog that was like he had that?
Bulldog.
That's a bulldog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The English one.
You profile people facially.
Yes, I do.
I'm a facial...
I couldn't. I
How many
never- I
Cowboys do you
never-
facial profile? How
I
many
never-
Cowboys?
6 or 7.
How many?
Couple.
Six, yeah, a couple.
A
Couple
couple.
few.
You got some
Couple.
names?
Couple few.
Nope.
Jerry.
Are they good players?
Jerry. Some of them.
The
Maybe.
Are they? I mean, you don't have to name name. Are the ones you facial profile? Are they good players?
Nobody saw that, John. That's funny.
Well, he put
What?
something up.
Yeah, it's all good.
What did he put up?
Continue on.
Wait a
If
minute.
anybody's in the chat and you want to facially profile a cowboy, you tell me which cowboy and does his face look like he is amazing or terrible at sport?
Mm.
That's what we want to know. But yeah, he said about Roger Goodell, he described Roger Goodell as a cold, dark void, which that's a shot fired.
I mean,
He's supposed to be working for
Is
the
he wrong?
cold
I mean,
void of owners
yeah,
trying to
like-
make all the money.
like he is the leader of the coldest of cold human beings in the world.
Yeah, he's the chancellor of. He's like the Star Wars Palpatine.
Yeah.
Emperor Palpatine.
Don't know what that means.
I learned like last year. As to Cowboys owner Jerry Jones, Smith says this: if Jones saw a dollar bill on the ground, I truly believe he'd stop and pick it up. And that did make Clarence before the show. I was like, I would pick up a dollar bill for sure.
But you wouldn't pick
But
up.
I will pass up a lot of change, and I'm not going down for it. But I got bad knees. A dollar bill, absolutely. And so I wonder, do you think Jerry Jones would stop for a $1 bill?
Yes.
Go down there for a one.
Who wouldn't stop for $1?
If it was raggedy and had some tears on it, and you weren't totally sure it would spend, would you pick it up?
I'd take it to the bank.
Jerry be one
Let's
of
swap
those-
it out no matter what.
Swap it
Jerry be
out.
one of those dudes that if money fell in a crowded place, he gonna step on it and just hold on to his shoe for a little while,
Oh, you've done that.
and then look around.
Now, you've done that.
Of course.
Yes, if you've done
And
that.
then look
You
around
at
for
the
a
club
minute.
and somebody drop $1, or
No,
you
don't do that. That's
at
stealing.
the strip
You'll
club.
get thrown
you
out for
took
that.
that
I
strip
heard.
club money.
No.
I mean, it's cash. It's hard to identify
pull it
whose
back.
it is. You know,
Yeah,
I
but
found
Jerry-
a $100 bill
If
at
they
Wetmore
don't,
one
if
time
the
when I was
stripper
like
don't see
13.
that dollar, give my money back. I'm gonna re-gift it.
Yeah.
You
Regifting is fine.
re-gift it.
now.
Jerry would definitely
Re-gift
step on the
that
money,
strip-
look
stripper
around for a
dollar.
little bit, and then be like,
Let's scoop up a one. I don't know if Jerry's stopping for a one.
He gonna stop for $1.
He's older now. It's tough to get down there.
He can get down.
What do you mean?
It's been proven he can get down with the best of them. He's still spry.
Everything?
Penny, nickel, dime, quarter. That's what we were talking about before the show. I mean, we used to keep change buckets, or you put the change in the cigarette in the ashtray but the problem is we don't pay for things in cash anymore. You go to the drive-thru, you need that extra penny, you need the extra nickel. Now it's all a check card. You don't pay for things in cash anymore.
I only need it for the vacuum at a gas station if you want to vacuum the car, or for skee ball at the bar. Scratch off. That's true. Pool.
Yeah, but
you want to shoot pool? Need some quarters.
Matter of fact, it came in handy. You know when it came in handy?
Right.
Jesse, give it a pushing.
Man, there we go.
Push. You good?
You know when it came in handy?
What?
Those quarters. I was at what's the restaurant? It's in Louisville, Sports Bar.
Oh, the one with the weird shots with the little fish in it?
No, not the
Redneck Heaven.
Not
You don't go to Redneck Heaven?
Around the corner from Redneck Heaven.
Twin Peaks.
Players 88.
No, it's like It's like
Playmakers.
It's like 13 or something like that. Club 13.
Oh, 413.
413.
413.
And they had the pool in there.
Oh, pool table.
Gotta
Yeah.
have quarters.
Oh, you at 413?
See, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
you
you
sneaking out,
don't
man. You sneaking out to the club. Ain't letting
that
nobody
ain't the
know.
club. Don't do
You
that.
sneaking out to the club. Ain't letting nobody know.
Don't enter the club.
sneaking
That
out,
is a
boy.
restaurant.
Dude,
They got
man,
good wings.
stop
They
it,
got good
man.
wings in there though.
Black Sports Bar, that's a club.
It's a sports bar. They got pool in there.
They got music, they got DJ, they got
pool.
live band, they got
It's
cigars. That's my spot.
Stick to the topic.
Yeah, Clarence. Don't you try to put
Jesse was at the
Don't
club.
you try to make him a club man.
What night was you there? Saturday night.
He's not a club man.
But I'm picking up the change.
Pick up the
we
same.
did have multiple people say they facially profiled Kellen Moore, and they were like, "Yep, must not be good."
Yep.
Somebody said they facially profiled Malik Hooker and think that it's not good. And then I saw somebody say, "Jesse, now your keep the helmet on thing makes more sense."
Who are you talking about?
I'm not sure.
Who are you talking about?
I'm not sure what that.
Who is he
means.
talking about?
But anyway, other topics of the day. Dak talked today. It was today, I believe. He was standing in front of a Albertsons thing
At his camp, right?
He was
Shout
at
out
his
to
kids'
groceries.
camp. Kids camp.
He had a couple of things to say. One,
Shout out to Miss Carol over at Albertsons.
was she
Good lady. It's a good lady. It's
Just
good
a lady
people.
at Albertsons?
Yeah, she's like behind the scenes, handle all of the sponsorship.
Okay, she's not like,
advertisement.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh no. She's corporate.
This is at one of those pro camps that they sponsor. They, kind of what Pickens he got in trouble with, but they do them. They do everybody's camp, and interesting how it's evolved because it was indoors in South Lake. Wasn't outdoor.
It's hot outside.
It's hot outside. I've been to many DAC camps. They've been outside in the heat.
It's hot outside.
This year's indoors.
If
There's
you can
some
get away from the
indoor
hot, get out of the-
facility in South Lake.
Get away from the hot.
It's Hollywood to me.
If you can get away from the hot, get away from the hot.
Indoor facility in the South Lake.
I'm playing, guys.
What, you want a kid to pass out? No, let's get the kids and let's get them inside.
They've been inside. They've been outside before.
Kids don't hang out outside anymore, so they're not ready to be outside.
Good
They need to
point.
be inside. It's not safe outside for them anymore.
Good
It was
point.
safe for us.
And what
Jimmy had him in 178 degrees in Wichita Falls.
and also said, get over to asthma field over there. If you got asthma,
That's
that's
right.
asthma field over there. Go to the asthma field.
That's right. Dak had a couple of things to say. One was about.
What do you say?
He said a couple of things. One was about his health.
Okay.
He's good. He good to go.
See?
Breaking
Red Rock.
news. He did everything in OTAs and minicamp. He's good.
Even he stands on
See,
that.
look,
I
Clarence-
stand on the same thing he stands on.
Clarence
He good.
can't let me report something without poo-pooing
No,
it because
I'm not
he didn't say. He's
poo-pooing.
I already told you that. He's
Well, I
healthy. He's
mean,
ready to rock.
He was full go in OTAs and minicamp. Now,
Yeah,
on
he's
he's
right.
full go for training camp. Well, no duh.
He's ready to rock.
I'm talking about Dak. Like, it's news. Dak said he's good. Well, no duh.
Mm-hmm. What was the thing that one basketball player said? I like
Whoop the damn dude.
Whoop the damn dude.
That's
I
one of
like
my
that.
favorite quotes.
Derek Coleman.
I
There
like
you go.
that one
Whoop
better.
the damn
Whoop
dude.
the damn dude.
Dak said he healthy. Whoop the damn dude.
He was also asked about George Pickens and the amount of time it would take to sort of, new receiver, get used to throwing to him. And Dak's response was like, no time. Like, I did it when we traded for Amari Cooper. I did it when we signed Brandon Cooks. Like, there's nothing to it. And he talked about it being a good separator, which, okay. Yeah, and he just made it sound like, no, that's nothing to me. And is that a thing that you think about at all, Jesse? As
It is.
quarterback, new receiver?
Yes, I mean, look at last year with him and CeeDee Lamb. That not a new receiver, but they didn't have enough time together in training camp, and it was a little bit off to begin the season. So a guy when you get into those and Joe Trahan made a great point, is that training camp.
OG Joe Trahan.
OG Joe Trahan.
The real Joe Trahan.
No
Joe,
disrespect.
yes. Well,
no
The real
disrespect.
deal Joe Trahan.
When those live bullets are flying, that's when they'll figure it out. They'll try to get some things down in training camp, but it's because he's not going to react. Quarterback's not going to react the same. Receiver's not going to react the same when those live bullets are flying. The coverage won't be the same. The consequences won't be the same. See, I could just throw one up in training camp.
Repercussions too.
Huh?
Repercussions also.
The repercussions. I just throw one up and it's whatever happens, happens. You know what I'm saying? But in a real game, you might not. And he might not react the same way. So it does take a little bit of time.
No, it takes some time, and I think they're going to get that time in camp.
Especially when you're throwing to a 50-50 ball guy.
Right. Well, but I think that's why it won't be as big of a deal, because that's what Pickens does.
Yeah, 50% of that chance.
They always that's what they made him do.
Well, that's what he does. That's one of his strong suits. He's a contested ball catcher. He's a 50 ball catcher. We know that Dak is used to receivers not getting separation. That's what he's done.
Sir.
I mean,
okay, you're right.
I missed the offense. Whatever you want to call it.
Okay, you're right.
So I think it goes hand. I think that this relationship will meld faster because of all those factors that are negatives. Yeah. They become a positive. That's their strong suit. I mean, contested catches and 50-50 balls. That's what he does. That's what Dak is used to. I think it's going to happen. And then they have it. And the beautiful thing about it is he was here for some OTAs. He was here for mini camp. He will be here for all the training camp. So it's not as big of a concern as, say, CD missing all of camp. And he does have experience of, Cooper coming in the middle of the season and they click immediately. So
I think that was a little bit easier for me because
well, he's a route runner.
Right.
But he
does
have
that open slant.
Yeah. But obviously CD's gonna be the go-to guy. It's gonna be some balls.
It's 1A. You got one over here. You got one over there. That's what I heard. You got one over here.
Hey, pick your poison.
That's right.
Pick your poison.
That's right.
You can't double them both. You can't cover them both.
Could.
Somebody's gonna be able, both are up echelon receivers. You can say what you want, but ain't no team has two cornerbacks that can cover both of those guys.
I do have some fun numbers on that are going to make you feel real good about George Pickens things, but I don't think we have time for it today. So my assorted Cowboy nugget of the day that will probably be the last one is Stephon Gilmore. Damn it, I need to credit where he was. He was on with somebody. Don't worry about it.
James White's podcast.
James White.
Something.
You would know. You would know.
Former New England Patriot.
Former Patriot scat back.
3 touchdowns against the Falcons.
James White's podcast. He has Stephon Gilmore on, and this is on if he intends to play football this season. He said, and I quote, "I want to play this year. It's just got to be the right situation. I'm not just going to sign anywhere. It's got to be the right situation. I still love the game. I still can contribute. It's just got to be the right place. Is there a more right place than a place that doesn't have any starting corners that you played before?"
This has Stephon Gilmore
too old.
No, does he have accolades?
Yeah. Player of the year, defense player of the year, multi-time Pro Bowl.
Does Stephon Gilmore have money?
He got some money. He's not broke. He got money.
Has he garnered enough in contracts over the years to say he has money?
Yeah, he's okay. I bet his net worth is like 50. I bet it's like 50.
Is Stephon Gilmore a little older?
Long in the tooth.
A little long in the tooth.
Yeah.
Guys like that don't want to go anywhere that isn't serious Super Bowl, at least conference championship contenders.
Does last year change that for him? Because Clarence told me that last year he wanted to be here.
He likes being
but
here.
they were also coming off a 12-win year or whatever.
He likes being here. He wouldn't mind being here.
Oh,
Certainly he wanted to be here last year.
Tell him something chill.
He would have taken less money.
Tell him something chill.
To come here last year if the Cowboys would even pick up the phone and gave him an opportunity.
Last year ain't this year.
Okay, I'm just saying that this is the place he's been before. He likes it here. Certainly we saw him sneaking in the building.
Cowboys didn't call list. Do we have them?
Sneaking him in the building at during the draft. It's
I think when he says looking for a right situation, it's let me find a team that I know are going to compete for a championship.
And I might only have to play an emergency. I might be able to hang out a little bit.
Or give you the money that I want because of his experience with he held out and he got obviously he would have come here for less money, but he got decent money in Minnesota last year. You know,
Yeah.
He not playing for the minimum.
Yeah, I'm saying he got money that he couldn't refuse, but that ain't coming here, and you know that.
Oh yeah,
He would have taken less to come here last year.
Okay.
Yeah, that's more of it's not
he
happening
would've
here
taken
because of Dallas.
He would have taken less to come here last year for sure.
I'll take you, Stefan. I think you could help the young men.
Brandon Perez, he talked about being a good move because he's near the Guadalupe River.
Yeah.
You know, and how tough it is down there, and we again our hearts go out to him.
Yes.
And he talked about how we give him levity.
We're happy to bring whatever levity we can when people are going through things, and we love you very much. Remember, you have no idea what anybody's going through, so be cool to everybody. We love you. Be easy.
Eliminate the contingencies.
We all silly like the mayor.